What up, QC crew? King Day is in the mother building.
Burn it up for so. JBRISKO, not know when we so. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera roll.
Warning. Everything said in this video and on this platform is strictly my opinion and all alleged. Here, we speak about hot topics on YouTube and other social media platforms for entertainment and conversational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it do? It is your homie King Day here in King's Corner, and I am back with another reaction video for you. Now look, what up y'all? We are back with another reaction video. Today we're reacting to a woman tell a story time about her Facebook dating experience. I know y'all like those different dating app reaction videos, whether it's Unhinged, Hinged, Facebook dating, which I be on Tag. Which I'll be on. Find me a black man. Black people meet a black app. All of it. Okay. I don't know all of the names or all the apps, but y'all like when I bring y'all these dating app story times. All right. So look, I ain't gonna hold you no longer. I never do. If you mess with me like I mess with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share. We're gonna get straight into this video. Let's get it. Let go.
I can't believe I'm going to tell you guys this story time, but if I had to live through it, you've got to listen to it. This is going to give you an insight to what my dating life, my love life, my life truly is like in this day and age. And let me tell you something. There has been plenty of time for me to think of my choices, think of my mistakes, and grow from them, learn from them, and not repeat them. There has been plenty of time for me to do that. But I keep fucking up. So a guy messages me on Facebook dating.
Okay.
Please, I know. Just shut the fuck up for me. And I know some people on TikTok will leave you to believe that being a plus size woman, a chubby woman, a woman that is not skin and bone, that it's hard dating out here and it's hard getting messages. So it's hard for like when men come up to you and blah, 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 blah. Me as an African-American, fine ass, chubby ass, I can't relate. Stop listening to TikTok. But anyway, back to the story. So this guy asked me if I wanted to go on a date, and he was going to take me to a movie and we were going to have dinner and all this kind of stuff. And now at first I'm like, look, don't crucify me because you guys tried it in that one story time video when I said I don't like dinner dates. I just don't.
Why not?
But this time I settled for that. I said, okay, fine, I'll go on a dinner date. But I did not want to go to the movies because I feel like when you're watching a movie for 2 hours, you're not really getting to know each other. Yes, afterwards you could talk about the movie or whatever. But like, I just felt like that was a waste of time. We could go on watch a movie together once we know each other better and we go watch something that we both are interested in.
Right.
I feel like movie dates are more of like a third, fourth date type of deal. I feel like for a first date, just trying to get all the jitters out and all the nervousness, I don't like doing movie dates. But I said, okay, fine, to a dinner date. Again,
How
the
y'all
only
feel
reason
about
I
it?
don't...
I got a couple of questions for y'all. Hold on. She's starting off hot. So she says she doesn't typically do dinner dates for the first date, right? So I'll probably look and see if she has, a lengthy story time about why or what's going on here. I'll be sure to check that out. But do you guys have dates that you guys do not like to go on when it's the first date? I remember we reacted to somebody and she said she did not like coffee dates. She said, I don't do coffee dates. Our first date cannot be a coffee date. You cannot invite me out to coffee or for coffee, rather. And I wondered, why? It was interesting to hear that. And also in the comments, I seen a lot of people say, dang, a man can't take you on a coffee date. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've heard of women having standards as to what type of coffee shop they're going to go to or what type of restaurant they're going to go to on the first date. Like, you're not going to just take me to Red Lobster. You ain't going to take me to Chili's. You ain't going to take me to Applebee's. You got to take me to a 5-star. You got to take me to a steakhouse. I've heard those things, and I'm not saying I agree with them at all. I don't necessarily agree. But I've heard of having a standard when you're going to a coffee shop or or when you're going to a restaurant. But is there anybody out there similar to her that just don't want to go on a food date at all? They don't want to go to dinner, don't want to go to lunch, none of that. First date needs to be something else. Y'all let me know. And is there a specific reason why? Did you have a bad experience, or are you a nervous person, don't like to eat in front of people, or, you know, you really could get down, you don't want to show that side yet until you get a little comfortable with him or her? Y'all let me know. And then 2, how y'all feel about the movies? I've heard people say they don't like going to the movies on a first date because you're supposed to be getting to know one another, right? So if you're sitting there watching a movie, you can't really get to know a person. I think of things a little bit differently. If we pick a movie that has a huge freaking plot, the climax is great, it's a nice debatable movie, who was wrong, who was right, some sort of, not like a chick flick, not like a romantic movie, but a drama, of course. Something like, let's say Acrimony, right? Where 2 people can have totally different takes on, it was multiple situations that happened in that movie, Acrimony. So, you know, y'all may agree that he or she was right in this one, then y'all may disagree, then y'all get that chance to kind of, we don't want to argue, but friendly debate. But mind you, this is your first date. So going to go see a movie similar to Acrimony, some type of drama, some type of intense film, you get to pick that man or woman's brain to see how they feel about relationships, how they operate, and see if they are a reasonable type of person. And then, hold on. If y'all sitting at dinner and y'all having this conversation, you don't like they take, or they don't like your take, you get to see how they resolve conflict, how they turn something bad into something good. Do they shut down? It's like, let's not talk about this no more. Let's not talk about this no more. Let's talk about something else. Do they shut down like that and try and hurry up and move on from the situation, try to avoid the little conflict? And I'm not saying create conflict on your first date. I'm not saying that, because 2 people who know how to communicate can have a friendly debate. You can agree to disagree, but you will also be able to, like I said, pick that person's brain and see, is this somebody I really want to deal with? And that's your first date, and it's done. She says she feel like going to the movies is like a waste of time. Y'all feel like that? Because if you think about it, let's go see the movie, boom, that's an hour and a half. Go to dinner for an hour, boom, that's 2.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just let's push it, maybe 3, 2.5, 3 hours. If y'all on the same page, y'all talking, y'all vibing, and even if y'all disagree, y'all have different takes on the movie, at some point that movie conversation dials down, right? Y'all over that conversation, and depending on that person's answers, you probably feeling them. You probably feeling them a little bit more. So that conversation leads to another conversation, leads to another conversation. And then y'all second and third date, maybe y'all can do something where the whole time y'all are just talking. Y'all don't got to be over food. It can be, y'all can go on a hike together. I mean, I don't know, whatever y'all like to do. Whatever y'all do in the first, second stages of dating. I'm not sure. Okay. I'm out the game. But whatever y'all do, y'all can do something that doesn't take up a lot of time, like a movie, and really just get it in. I don't know. I'm different, and maybe things have changed. I feel like, back in the day, you used to spend a little time on the phone before the first date. So we kind of already know each other. Boom. We go to the movie theater. That help us get the jitters out. You know, we're watching a movie. You watching a movie. I'm next to you. I can smell your scent. You can smell my scent. You know, we might hold hands, maybe touch hands every now and then. We're connecting from funny moments, laughing with each other. Maybe someone gets a little emotional. You get a little cold, you know, throw the arm over the shoulder. Is that old school? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Get a little bit comfortable. Y'all been on the phone already. Y'all been talking. Y'all been chopping it up. You know them well enough to know you want to go on a date. You know what I'm saying? After the date, y'all have a conversation about the movie. What you thought about the movie? How do you feel about this, and that? Do you feel like she was wrong? Do you feel like he was wrong? Do you feel like pick each other's brain? That's just me. I ain't gonna spend too much time on it. Let's get back to the story. I ain't paused and talked for a long time, but I had to get that out. I had to ask y'all. Y'all let me know down below.
Dinner dates is because I feel like it's so awkward sometimes eating in front of somebody you just met, and you're trying to like be a certain way. You guys know what the I mean. It can come off a little bit awkward. He asked me what my favorite restaurant was.
The thing is, you gotta be
like
you.
Any kind of Italian food. That is my absolute favorite. Italian or Mexican, but Italian definitely. He picked an Italian spot here in Dayton. We met up. It was really nice. But the first thing I noticed about this guy is that this is going to be a problem. I have this really, really, really weird quirk where if I really, really like you and we hit it off and it's like really good, like we have great chemistry, we're talking great, everything, it literally feels like you're finishing my sentences, like it's just perfect movie worthy level date, I'm gonna want to fuck you. Finishing my sentence. Okay. Now you can finish me.
Wasn't expecting
it's something
that.
I'm working on in therapy because I don't know why that happened. It can be male or female. If I feel like we are really hitting it off and I am feeling very strong emotions towards you and I feel like, you know, we're getting along really well, something in my body says, I want your body inside of mine or whatever the happens first. So the whole time at this date while this guy is talking to me, I am overly freaked out. I am thinking of all in the ways that he could turn me any which way but loose. He's got giant hands, big ass feet. He is extremely manly. Pulled out my chair, held open my door, paid for the bill. He was very leading in questions. I didn't have to pull teeth for him to ask about me. He seemed very interested to know what I did for work. He was asking all the right questions, checking all the right boxes. The only thing that wasn't going to work was that he had children. I'm not totally against dating a single father, but being a woman in male-dominated fields, not my strong suit. So this guy had already told me that he was not looking for any kind of hookup. He was not looking for any kind of polyamorous relationship. He wanted something serious, something monogamous, and he was hoping that that something would be with me. So he let me know that he had kids like during our first date. So while we were sitting down at dinner, he was like, just to let you know, I do have kids. I don't like to put it on my profile right away because, you know, I feel like that might scare some people off because, you know, some girls, you know, don't want to deal with like baby mamas and all that kind of stuff, but we get along really well. We co-parent really well. She's moved on. She's with someone. And now I just want to move on with someone. So I broke it to him that, you know, I'm not necessarily looking for that right now because I don't think that with my lifestyle, I could date somebody with kids. You know, maybe if it was one child and they were older, maybe, but he had 3 little children. So, you know, that just wasn't going to work out for me. And he said he understood. And he's like, damn. He's like, well, you know, I was hoping that we could at least get to like a second or third date, but this is probably the last time I'm going to see you. So now I'm kind of feeling like a little bad, but I'd rather be honest in the beginning than lie and string it along knowing that I didn't want to have a relationship with someone with children. So then I'm like, well, if you want, we can still hang out. Like, I don't mind still hanging out with you. I feel like we have good conversation. You're making me laugh. I'm like, we don't have to end this on like bad terms, like, because not bad terms, but like in an awkward way because you just revealed something to me and now you probably feel shut down. So I can see on his face, like immediately, that he's feeling a little bit, like you can tell he's kind of fighting with the angels and the demons in his brain. He's like, this girl just told me she could never be in a long-term relationship with me because I have kids. But she is also telling me that we can continue this date and we can continue to hang out after the date. Like, I could tell that that was playing around in his brain for the continuation of the date. So I just kept trying to be like very reassuring and letting him know that if after dinner he wants to go our separate ways, that's fine. But I have no problem still hanging out with him after the date is over. So at first he's like, you know what, you're a nice girl, but, you know, I'm looking for something serious. So I think, you know, we can have dinner because this was all before we got our meal. Guys, this was all before we got our meal. So he's like, let's have dinner. And then after that, you know, maybe I'll kiss you goodbye, kiss you on the cheek goodbye. And then, you know, that'll be it. I think because during our meal, we were just having a good time. We were laughing a ton. We were giggling and we were flirting and all that kind of stuff. He kind of changed his mind because right after the meal ended, he did give me a kiss on the cheek when we were outside of the restaurant. But then he was like, you know, if we did hang out more, what would you want to do? He's like, because I can't imagine that, you know, what else we could do right now since, you know, we're kind of not going to be in a relationship since, you know,
I
you
got
don't want
kids.
kids.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I want kids or don't want kids. That's not the problem. It's just at this very moment, you know, it would be unfair to you and your kids if you started a relationship with someone that is uncertain about kids, definitely. The whole time he's talking to me, he is twirling my fingers in his hand. He is like giving me really strong eye contact. He has a gorgeous mouth, a mouth full of straight, beautiful teeth. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to invite him back to my house. At the time, I had been talking to therapy a lot about my urge to want to somebody if I feel really strongly with them and I feel very comfortable with them. And, you know, in therapy, we talked about setting boundaries and not letting, you know, those emotions and those feelings get the best of me. So this night, my feelings got the best of me. So then I go, do you get high? And he's like, yes, I do. And I said, do you want to come to my place and get high with me?
Oh,
I'm like,
high.
I got plenty of snacks.
I thought she said hard.
You can watch a movie or whatever the fuck. So then he's like, I don't know if that's a good idea because I feel like, you know, you're a beautiful girl. I'm very attracted to you. And I'm sure you must be attracted to me if you're inviting me over. But I just don't think that that'll be a good idea because I feel like I'm looking for something serious. You said you were looking for something serious. And, you know, we should both respect each other's boundaries. If I wasn't attracted to him before, baby, after he said that, I was hooked. So long story short, he ended up at my place. Adult things happened.
Okay.
It was just as great as I imagined. We're on like round 5 or 6, and I am having an absolutely great time with this absolutely gorgeous man. And then he gets a phone call. He's like, sorry, I gotta get this. So he starts talking to someone on the phone. I'm not really listening. I sit up, I go get some water. I go downstairs to get a drink. I go back upstairs and I hear him kind of whispering. So me being nosy as I stand by the door and listen. I'm hearing the words sweetie, honey, baby, love. And then I hear the word wife. So then I open the door and I say, what the is going on?
Wait,
I can't
what?
Yes, I open the door and I'm like, what the is going on? Are you married? Do you have a wife? And he's like, okay, I didn't want to say this because I didn't want to freak you out. But yes, I am married.
And
yes, I have a wife. Yes. And I don't know what you want to do to go from here. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean what I want to do to go from here? He's like, well, I really like you. And I really enjoyed what we just did. And I would love if we could continue doing this. Sir, you are a married man. And yes, at times when I feel like it, yes, I can be a little slutty. I can be a little bit of a whore when I choose to be and when I want to be. But that is my business. But I'm not going to whore around with somebody else's man. Mind you guys, I sincerely do want to be in a relationship, like a long-term relationship with one person, especially one person that matches up with my sexual desires.
All right, hold up. Because this took a turn I was not expecting. I'm thinking we were going to get into, okay, we had a happy ending and I'm looking for a man. I'm whoop. Like, you know, going into more personal details about herself, what she looking for, her urges, things like that. This man turns out to have a wife. So you should have mentioned her when you mentioned the kids. So is this another person? Like, is this a whole nother relationship and a whole nother woman? I'm just confused. Sir, pardon me? And then you talking to her in my house. Oh, I got to take this in my house. And then I guess he thinks because she says she don't really want to be serious with the man that has kids, she's not ready for that responsibility. He took it as, okay, well, I got a wife anyway, so we could just have these little whoopty-whoops and everything will be good. No, sir.
But what I do not want ever, this is never going to be some kind of like, you know, you fall for me and leave me for your wife type of deal. Like that's and you've got kids. So then I said, well, what about all that shit at the restaurant you said? You said that you guys co-parent really well and you guys have a great relationship. Did you just lie? Like, a great relationship means you're still in one. He's like, I just said that because I didn't want to freak you out. Well, babe, I'm freaked out. I don't want to continue this.
You could have just been a all around. No, let me not say that. Because I don't want nobody to be no all around liar. Okay. But you sat down and said, I got 3 kids. And I want to tell you up front because some people get freaked out and you whoop-de-whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Yeah, you have a whole wife, sir. You were just going to leave her out? I am totally confused. I'm not understanding at all. Y'all still in a relationship. And you going to sit down at dinner and tell me you got 3 daughters and, you know, the mom just be kicking it. She with a whole nother man. What, she with your alter ego? She with the faithful side of you or something? Like, what other man? I can't.
You have kids. And some people would say, well, why the do you care, Rashonda? This is like, you don't want a relationship with him. So why the do you care? Just get your nut and get the on. But this is where maturity, when it comes to, that's why, like, when it comes to people that claim that they want casual sex, the maturity in their brain really lacks a lot when it comes to thinking about the other person's circumstances. You can want casual sex, but when it comes to a fucking married man who has kids and there's a potential to break up a whole fucking family and cause kids trauma, okay, fun time's over, babe. So that's exactly what I tell him. I say, no, you've got kids, you've got a wife. Like, I'm not, like, this is not going to be that. So then he's like, well, then can we at least continue, like, with today? Like, can we, just for the night, can we continue what we're doing for tonight? And then you never have to see me again after this. I said, sir, no, because now I'm dried up, bitch. Now, you said wife, and my cooch dried up. I do not get that high.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking a married man. And now you've pissed me off for her, and you better hope I don't find her name on Facebook or I'm gonna tell her. So then he's getting frustrated and he's like, look,
frustrated,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've fallen out of love with her. You know, me and her have had plenty of issues. She cheated on me years ago,
so?
and it took me a long time to get over it,
and you stayed.
But I got over it when she cheated on me. So I mean, she could probably do the same, you know, with me hooking up with you.
Bye.
Plus, we just got into a big-ass argument.
And
we're not happy.
So?
We're in a really rough patch. So then I say, when you're married and you're in a rough patch, you work things out. You don't go someone else. Like, I'm really not on his side, and he's really trying to get me on his side because he said that his wife cheated on him. My thing is, she cheated, and you chose to forgive her. So now you have to choose to continue to live with her.
Exactly.
And your fucking forgiveness. So then he sits down, and he's quiet for a long while. And all of a sudden, this man starts to cry.
Get out.
And I mean an uncomfortable cry where I'm just sitting there feeling kind of awkward.
You gotta go.
You know, I'm just wearing a long t-shirt. I'm wearing no underwear, no bra. And I'm standing in front of this man that I just told I no longer wanted to that he had to leave because I did not want to continue this. And now he's sitting down on my bed crying. So then I say, why the are you crying? Because now I'm getting frustrated. Get out of my house. He's like, things at my job has just been rough, and you know, things between me and my wife have been rough. One of our kids have been having a lot of issues in school, you know, and this was going to be like my one night. I find a girl who's like really down to earth and I really get along with. You know, I didn't come here to hook up with you. I came here to really get to know you, and you know, maybe I shouldn't have done that while being married, but I just felt like I didn't know what else to do. I needed someone else to talk to. Do you think you're making sense right now? I went on a date with you, and I swear I did not have any intentions on hooking up with you. So then I tell him, I know that. Like, I get that. But my intentions were to sleep with you. That's why I invited you here. But, you know, now that's over because you just told me you were married. No, I'm being a little bit heartless because I want him to get the picture to get the out of my house. Because I don't with that. Men that are that weak, to the point where you feel like instead of talking to your wife or leaving your wife, you gotta go somebody else. Even though that wasn't his intentions, but you still asked me on a date. We went on a whole date and got to know each other and flirted. I wouldn't have done any of that. I wouldn't have invited you to my place had I known you were married. He's like, I know, like, I understand completely what you're saying, but I swear that, like, I'm not a piece of I'm just a guy that's going through things. I'm going through a little bit of a crisis. Everything feels like it's falling down around me. And tonight was probably one of the best nights I've had in a long time. So then I'm like, you know, That's good for you, hun. That's great for you. I'm so happy that you've had a great night. But I would like to continue having a great night. So if you could please go, that would be great. So then he's like, I didn't realize that you were so like harsh. Like, you know, you've been so sweet this whole
Man, if you don't
time,
get
and
out
I'm
my
trying
house,
to like really open up to you and talk to you and tell you what's going on with me.
I don't care
so you
no
don't think
more.
that I'm a piece of shit. So I'm like, you don't have to tell me. Like, you don't have to tell me this whole spiel. You and I aren't going to be in a relationship. We're never going to be in a relationship. You know, thanks for this. You were great. This was a great time tonight, but now that time is over, huh? So then he looks at me and he asks, you know, are you sure you want me to leave? Like right now? Because he's like, I have no problem just staying tonight and satisfying you a lot more and then leaving. And I
I
promise you'll
am
never hear from me
dry.
again. So like, I don't say anything for like a minute. And then he continues talking and he's like, you know, the way you sounded throughout the rest, you know, of our night tonight, it sounded like you were having a really, really good time. Like that doesn't sound faked. And I know for a fact that you would probably deeply, deeply enjoy if I stayed over just a little bit longer. And then he does something that completely changes the tone of conversation. As you guys know, I really, really enjoy being dominant in a sexual way. Like, I really enjoy that. This man continues to drop down, kiss my feet, kiss my legs, and in between, he's begging me to let him stay over. I told you guys, I've had plenty
He
of
can't
time
go home.
to learn.
He told his wife he was somewhere where he was supposed to be spending the night. He cannot go home. Now, why he just won't respect this lady's wishes, leave her house and go get a hotel? I don't know. Maybe the wife is on the cards. She gonna see that. Well, I mean, shoot, he paid for dinner. Maybe he paid cash. I don't know. And I don't sleep at hotels that accept cash. So maybe he has that same standard as me. If you accept cash, I don't want to be there. But this man need to go. But it sounds like the ending got happier. Let's see.
From my mistakes, and I keep fucking up. And that night, I fucked up really, really bad. I not only let him stay over, but he ruined my cervix for like 2 weeks. The hands and the feet matched the package. I don't mean we kept fucking for 2 weeks. No. I mean, after that night, I never saw him again. But my cervix was fucked up for like 2 weeks after that. The next morning, because he did stay the night, I made him some breakfast. We had a great time that morning. We had probably another couple rounds in us. It was a really great adult time. And then we had to have that adult conversation. And I told him, you know, you will never be able to come back to my house. This is it. This was really a lot of fun. I really needed it. I was having a really rough week at work. But that was it. He understood. He agreed. He said that he was going to try to work out things with his wife. I said, good luck with that. About a month later, I got a message on Facebook. The message had said, like, hey, hun, I saw your number in my husband's phone and just thought that maybe you and I could have a chat. Have a chat about what? Have a chat about what? I blocked that account. The other guy was already blocked. Like, the husband was already blocked. I blocked that Facebook account. I changed my fucking cell phone number. And I haven't heard from any of them in like 6 months. Guys, what the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know.
How do I get myself in these fucking situations? How does she get herself in these fucking situations?
She got a mind of her own.
I keep saying I want to be in a relationship, and then I keep fucking up. You know what I mean? It's going to take a really strong man to be able to understand how I am and want to keep me.
I want to be on sis side. At the end of the day, I wanted to be on sis side. We were all in with the girl power, you know, team woman, team women stick together, team not finna sleep with a married man. When she slept with him, you know, as soon as she got to the crib, she didn't know. You can't hold that to her. She didn't know. She found out after a couple rounds that this man was married. But when she found out, she tried to stand on business, but she didn't try hard enough. I can't rock with that. I can't find a laugh in I can't find anything funny about it. I can't, you know, I love that she was transparent. Okay, this is her story. You know what I'm saying? I love that she was transparent. It's unfortunate. And you know, I try to give the other woman the benefit of the doubt sometimes, because we react to these stories and we don't know if the other woman knew the person she was dealing with was married and had kids and all of this. So, you know, before I jump on the other woman's neck and be like, you was wrong, that's a married man, whatever, first I want to find out, did she even know the man was married? What did he tell her? How did he paint his life to be? But you knew, Miss Ma'am, you knew, and you kept going. Hey, that's her experience. She said she never spoke with him again after that night and morning. She got up, cooked them breakfast. They did it again. They had some more fun. And then that was that. Y'all ever did something like that where y'all kind of was like, I'm already doing it. I'm already in too deep now. I might as well continue and then just wrap the whole chapter up at a certain time, at a certain stopping point. I've already been doing it this far. I might as well continue. Y'all feel like that? Because I believed her when she said she was dry. She wasn't dry. She was just a little moist. She was no longer, you know, full blown, but she wasn't dry. She couldn't have been. She couldn't have been. It didn't even take long for this man to get her back in bed. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is wild. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down below. If you got any experiences you want to share, any story times, y'all got something to say that can help her in this situation, let me know. Let me know. Cause she dead wrong. After you found out he was married, that's it. Like, it ain't no might as well. Ain't no let's finish for the night, we done in the morning. Ain't none of that. That's it, baby. That man sat there and lied in your face and told you he got 3 kids and the mom moved on. Whole time he's still married to the mom. Then he in your house. He didn't step outside. He talked to his wife in your house. Crazy. Then this would have been the scary part for me. He told you that she had cheated on him, which could be a lie. But if she out sneaking and geeking and he's still sleeping with her, now he out sneaking and geeking, y'all ain't scared to catch something. Am I the only one scared to catch something? Ain't no cheating, ain't no sneaking around, ain't no sneaky link, no sneaking geek, ain't no none of that over here. Because first, where's your loyalty? We vowed to be faithful to one another. And then 2, how dare I embarrass you in that way? And then 3, when it comes down to health, I'm not doing Nathaniel. Hell no. Y'all do not be sanitary.
Run it up, was up. Yeah, BRISKO, not no amateur. Run that shit, we had all the